Welcome back, everybody. This is Josh here with Basement Level Magic, and we are into round 2 with our Jaceless rally deck. We've got... I don't know what the optimal keeps are, but I'm assuming this is barely one of them. It's good having the lands, but outside of that, this is a pretty rough hand, I think. I'm going to keep it, because I do feel like it's better than just a random 6. I could definitely see not keeping, though. Even our lands are going to be kind of awkward here, too. It's probably a red deck. I'm just going to grab... I think we want the forest in case we hit an Elvish Visionary, which we didn't. Play the polluted delta and go grab our swamp. Now at least these lands will come into play untapped, and if we end up having like some really insane awesome thing with on turn 5, we'll be able to do it on curve with Rally the Ancestors. I think it's unlikely that that happens. Collected Company is definitely a decent draw for us. Once again, I don't really need all these lands, so I'm going to go ahead and thin as much as possible. Grab our... I suppose we only have one Prairie Stream, probably. Yeah, that's kind of awkward. But I will go ahead and get a Sunken Hollow. Yeah, this is definitely a fragile mana base. Okay, away goes the Husk. So he is playing some dragon deck. Alright, a Morph, and here it's a question of whether we want to just collect a company or do the Catacomb Sifter. I kind of want to just play the Catacomb Sifter, but, you know, mana-wise, it's not too bad having a collected company in your hand. We've got the mana to do it. We're actually going to use all of our mana that way too. Maybe just wait for him to go to attacks and then we play Collected Company. And just try to get as much on the board as we can, I guess. Yeah, I think Collected Company is probably the right move here. Because if we say we hit a Catacomb Sifter, you know, it's not really a bad thing because we're hitting what we were going to play anyway, plus something else, hopefully. Now, Collected Company is definitely one of the downsides of playing something like a Taigam Scheming over Jace, simply because of it's not like you can hit it and do something with it. Oh, Lord. See, like, right now, if this was a Jace, we'd be able to get a Jace and a Zulaport Cutthroat. Unfortunately, we only got the Cutthroat. And we are not going to block there. So here, I mean, I could do the Sidisi's Faithful, just putting his Thunderbreak Regent back in his hand. We're going to take 3 damage for doing it, though, too. This is all just lining up so awkward. You know, otherwise we could just go ahead and play the Catacomb Sifter, sack the Scion, and play a Husk. If this is a Den Protector, which I would think it is, he's going to be able to remove something though too. But he could actually do that next turn anyway if he has another land. We don't even have enough white sources of mana for our rally right now. I need to just make a play, I think. You know, if it is a Den Protector, I want him to have to use his whole turn next turn to play and flip his Den Protector. And I'm going to sack the Scion. Okay, Rattleclaw Mystic. That was not what I was expecting there. Polluted Delta cannot get us a white source even. So we don't want that. At least if it would have been able to get us a white source, I'd be okay with it. Even like a, well, not really a Evolving Wilds, but a Flooded Strand or Windswept Heath, I would have been okay with drawing a land there. Even though we're not really ready to rally. We only have one Nantuko Husk in the sideboard. Or in the graveyard, that is. And I do feel like in these early games, I need to remember to play a little bit faster. That last game, we did really well and still ended up having, 6 minutes left. Alright, Surak, so he's going to be attacking. I'll just block with Sidisi's Faithful here. We don't have a way to kill it. And Cutthroat is actually a great card for us. We might just be able to get some incidental life gain at least. Just to keep us in this long enough until we can maybe do something like a large Rally the Ancestors. I'm really tempted to just go ahead and attack with the Catacomb Sifter, and then next turn I can sack the Catacomb Sifter to the Nantuko Husk, trying to block the Surak. We need to keep some pressure on him. Although he could very easily just kill the Nantuko Husk. And then we don't have a blocker. Yeah, I don't think that we're benefiting by, we're not winning this race right now. So attacking with Catacomb Sifter would have been pretty awkward, I think. If he just had like another Draconic Roar in his hand, we're dead. Woodland Wanderer is a tough card for us. Especially because it now has... He's going to be able to give his Woodland Wanderer haste. Yeah, this seems like a pretty tough matchup if we don't get out early. I can't really put the Catacomb Sifter in front of the Woodland Wanderer. Maybe the best option here would be to put the Sifter in front of the Surrak, and then Nantuko Husk in front of the Woodland Wanderer. We can sack enough to kill the Wanderer. And I do want to make sure that I have... I want those Scries because I really need a Plains. So it's going to look crazy. But I'm going to sack a Cutthroat first. I just need to make sure I find a untapped Plains. Otherwise, I think we're dead. And I guess I should have done the other Cutthroat there. Well, Collected Company, I can keep us in it. Not necessarily very long, probably, but... Alright, so I have to sacrifice a creature. I think in response to that, I want to go ahead and collect a company. Just because I really want to keep both of these creatures if I can help it. Alright, so... could do a double Sidisi's Faithful. He would then play Surrak without haste. Or actually, he could play the Thunderbreak Regent because of the Rattleclaw Mystic. I think Surrak is the last card that we want to put in his hand. I would love to be able to take this Elvish Visionary just to get the card advantage, though. But I actually think double Sidisi's Faithful is going to be the best option for us. We're still going to end up having to get rid of something to Foul Tongue Invocation, though. Yeah, so we go ahead and do the Thunderbreak Regent. We take damage from it. But also, I don't think he's going to get to gain life with it. I'm not sure whether the Husk or the Zulaport Cutthroat was the right move there to keep. Still looking for a white source here. Well, Catacomb Sifter, that will keep us in it, I believe. We're just holding on by a thread here. Because we know he's going to play his dragon out. I think if he attacks with Surak, I just sack the Scion token. And, you know, we're still hoping to get that double white. Ooh, that's actually going to kill us. Alright. Whew. That is a tough one to deal with. You know, Murderous Cut could actually be pretty important here. Because he's just going to be bigger than ours. And I don't know how great Sidisi's Faithful is going to be with him having the Suraks in his deck. Otherwise, I don't think Silk Wrap's very good for us. Merciless Executioner could maybe be, but that's probably more for a control matchup, where they only have one creature rather than a bunch. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and just play the Murderous Cuts instead of the Sidisi's Faithful. At which point we could possibly cut a Collected Company or two. Just because we have a lot fewer creatures. At which point, maybe even bring in an extra Merciless Executioner too. Yeah, let's go ahead and try this. Alright, so once again, a slightly awkward mana. It's just kind of a bummer with a deck that plays a good amount of 2-drops that you know, end up with all 3-drops or better. And so I'll start out with the Windswept Heath. I can go get a Canopy Vista, and then we'll have all of our mana online. I don't believe that there's any cards in this deck that actually requires white and green, so we should be good to go. At least until we need double white, which we saw last time can be difficult at times, even with all of these fetch lands. I feel like Merciless Executioner is definitely a card that I want to wait for a while on. Yeah, something like Beast Color Savant does not scare me much. So I could go get a Plains right now. Yeah, I think I'll go get the Plains, play the Catacomb Sifter. Alright, so he could possibly have a turn 3 6/6 Vigilance Trample Woodland Wanderer. Oh, but he gets a Smoldering Marsh. Okay. I suppose he could possibly be playing something like a Savage Knuckleblade, but we haven't seen any blue out of him. Alright, so that's fine. I do think I'm going to go ahead and just play out the Grim Haruspex. Even if he plays something like a Sirach, he doesn't have a way of making it have haste right now. And I don't think he trades with our Scion token, so I'm going to go ahead and attack with all. Alright, well, that didn't last very long. Do we want a land here? I don't think so. I think we're okay with drawing a land later. Here's the Woodland Wanderer. Alright. Luckily, it doesn't have haste. Alright, Elvish Visionary. Now the problem is if we do Elvish Visionary, we don't have the mana to do a Murderous Cut. Actually, yeah, we do. We've got the Eldrazi Scion. Because I don't want to get rid of our Haruspex. We would be able to delve that away, but I would rather not if we could help it. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and play the Elvish Visionary. Draw a card. If it's a land, then we can just use it that way. Which it's not. And I did have to sack, or I had to sack that there, unfortunately. And this time around, I actually do want the Evolving Wilds. I would rather it be a fetch land and... Yeah, I think it's worth keeping. Because I feel like we're headed for a rally fairly soon. So next turn we could play the Sifter or the Husk, either way. And our Evolving Wilds. Alright, Heir of the Wilds. I'll just go grab our only other basic. I'm not sure whether it's more important to play the Husk or the Sifter at this point. I mean, the Sifter just gives us more board presence. But the Husk is going to be pretty important for us coming out of the graveyard or being on the battlefield when we need it. Actually, it might just be more important to get the husk out there. And even if it doesn't live, even if it's in the graveyard, it's more important there than otherwise. I keep wanting to try to skip through as much as I can to save some time. Probably could have done a few more practice rounds with this deck before doing a league, but I don't know. I got excited. There's Cole again. So he's going to attack in huge here. So he's attacking for 17. That's gross. Alright, so I think we do the husk on the air. We are going to trade. I mean, it's... Whether we do this now or not, I don't know. We're just not at a good spot, I think. Zulaport Cutthroat, I think, is one of the most important cards in this matchup. But it's probably just too late now on turn 6. I just don't really think that there's a good draw for us to get out of this, though. Maybe a Murderous Cut. So I'm going to have to put this on the bottom. Tagam Scheming, I think, is just, again, too late. You know, if we had this earlier, you know, we had the mana to do it, we could have really built up a huge rally. This just seems like a pretty awful matchup for us. He's going to be able to go ahead and attack in. You know, we have no way of dealing with both of them. Alright, so we'll call that one. He's going to be able to attack in for 12 damage next turn through the air. We have no way of dealing with it. I guess I could technically do this. If he gets rid of his own Thunderbreak, then we could win. Yeah. Alright, so figure it's worth trying though, right guys? Alright, so thanks for watching everybody. This is Josh here with Basement Level Magic. Unfortunately, we can't beat giant 4/4s, 5/4s, 6/6s, whatever was going on the other side of the deck, or on the other side of the board. But hopefully you enjoyed this. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. We really do appreciate it. And it'll allow you to see when we put up more videos. I am going to go ahead and run out this league. Hopefully we'll get a few more wins. That first round was definitely showed the power of this deck and showed that you don't necessarily need to have Jace to go ahead and play a 4-color rally deck and have it be pretty good. Our opponent's probably playing another game because he knows he's going to kick our butts. Alright, and now he should be able to attack in for 15. Which is just enough to kill us when we're at 4 life. Alright, thanks everybody for watching. This is Josh here with Basement Level Magic. Like I said, hit that subscribe button. We really do appreciate it. And we'll see you in the next round. Later.